What is going on, guys? It's me, Max, back with another episode of Free Citizen here on the channel. Now, in this one, we're going to be looking at which is the superior asset, Bitcoin and crypto or gold and silver. Now, this debate has been going on since Bitcoin and crypto first came onto the scene, with old heads like Peter Schiff claiming that crypto is nothing but a rehash of the poppy fervor that went on, and that it's eventually going to zero, while Michael Saylor, the Bitcoin Jesus, claiming that Bitcoin is the only money in town and the thing that you should be owning. Now, which one of these guys is right? Let's take a look and find out. The state of the world at the minute is very chaotic. We've got past the stage of globalization that was going on. There's conflicts going on around the world. There has been record levels of inflation. The dollar is losing its hegemony, and you've got nations like BRICS trying to cooperate and do transactions for oil outside of the dollar. The dollar is very much losing its global dominance, and Mr. Trump is trying to reassert that dominance, that presence on the global stage. And you've had these record levels of money printing that went on after COVID, causing this inflation and making a lot of people worried that their Western country is going to turn into the next Argentina, the next Venezuela. With both these assets, you're able to escape the dominance of the central bank's fugazi fiat money system, but which one of them is actually superior? Now, once upon a time, the dollar was convertible into gold, but this ended in 1971 when Richard Nixon removed the gold standard. First, looking at precious metals. Now, gold and silver have been around a very, very, very long time. Before fiat currencies came onto the scene, they were the original money. They're tangible, they're a physical asset. You can keep them in your home, you can keep them safe, and no one can just go into your bank account if you've got a fine, if you've got some problem, if you're in trouble with the government, they want to seize your assets. They have to actually come to your location and physically take them from you. There's no blocking your card, there's no raid in your bank account. Nothing's going to happen like happened in Cyprus when the government just went to everybody's banks and took some of the money to repay some of the debt. They perform historically well during a crisis, and they've been known to be a hedge against inflation. The bad thing about gold and silver is they're hard to store. That if the government does find out where you live, or you're in trouble with someone, or maybe someone comes around to rob your house and you've got them unsecured or in a place that's easily accessible, they can be confiscated, they can be taken from you. Now, the upside is limited. I mean, compared to crypto, they haven't historically performed as well with the multiples that they've hit. And there has been a lot of accusations of the price of gold and silver being manipulated. Obviously, with gold and silver, they have pretty different applications. Gold has always been used for jewelry and a store of wealth, a store of value. Silver actually has an industrial demand. I think both gold and silver are excellent. I do not have a problem with anyone that is gold bug, that's a silver bug. And I do see the upsides for people that want to invest in them. But looking back at 2025, gold began the year at about $2,800 an ounce. And throughout the year, gold has been going crazy. It's been hitting all-time new highs. And it eventually ended the year on about $4,500. Now, a lot of people, including myself, prior to this, thought gold was already pretty high, thought it already was pretty expensive, and how wrong I was. I could not have foreseen this parabolic shift in gold that's happened throughout the year. A similar thing has happened with silver. Silver starting out at around $28, $29 at the beginning of the year, and it's experienced a powerful, powerful rally throughout the year. And in late 2025, it had even hit $80 and even higher now in January of 2026. Now, again, I did not expect this to happen. This is a huge jump. And I think it just goes to show, when a lot of people were discounting gold and silver over the last few years, they were pretty wrong. They were pretty wrong. A lot of people had written gold off, written silver off as this thing that's outdated. It's for your grandpa, it's for these, crazy guys that watch too much Alex Jones, and for people that don't understand the crypto revolution, the Bitcoin revolution that's taken place. So now looking at crypto and Bitcoin, a good thing about crypto is it's easy to transport, easy to send. You can put it on a hard wallet somewhere in your house, and unless someone has your digital keys, your pass keys, they are not able to access your ledger. Now, that's a great thing, especially with the state of the world we're in, with this conflict, with governments in the West getting hungrier and hungrier for tax money, and the countries starting to collapse and decline. I mean, just look at the state of my country over the last couple of years. Another great thing about crypto, or about Bitcoin especially, is it has massive upside potential. Now, back in around 2018, someone was telling me that I should be getting into the Bitcoin and the crypto market. Then I said to them, well, I'm making 6 figures in recruitment. How much can crypto really going to go up? Is it going to replace all this effort that I'm putting into doing my recruitment business? And at the time, I was a little bit foolish. I was a little bit short-sighted. And like many people, I really didn't see the heights that crypto and Bitcoin could reach. The upside, the returns have been exponential, and there's been record numbers of millionaires and billionaires made in this market since the crypto and Bitcoin revolution has taken off. Now, some of the downsides about crypto and Bitcoin in general are, despite what a lot of people think, is it an actual medium of exchange? Well, as much as I like it as a speculative asset, it doesn't seem to be the best medium of exchange, especially with Bitcoin, because it's tremendously volatile. There's a degree of technical savvy that's been needed. Now, over the years, this has improved with, the technology, the platforms, the software becoming easier and more user-friendly. So, at one point, it was a bit more difficult to buy crypto, to put it onto a ledger, things like that. But even my old father has managed to buy some crypto, buy some Bitcoin, and it's got a lot easier for people that aren't necessarily super tech savvy. Now, another thing that's been plaguing crypto and Bitcoin since the revolution is a lot of people doing scams and it being involved in a lot of black market activity. Now, because of the transparency of the Bitcoin ledger, this does help. But with other cryptos like Monero, they've got a bit of a bad rap and been branded as a black sheep and something that governments do not like. The crypto versus precious metals debate is a pretty interesting one. We've got a long history of gold being this system of money, being valuable, as well as silver. With crypto, it's the new kid on the block, but it has fast earned a reputation as the asset of the future. Now, which one is actually better? Because you've got a historical scarcity with precious metals that comes naturally, where you've got an engineered scarcity with Bitcoin and other cryptos. Now, I think the smart money is invested both in precious metals and in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, ETH, or Solana, or whatever you want to get into. Now, I myself admit that I missed the boat on Bitcoin. I didn't get into Bitcoin when the going was good. However, with other cryptocurrencies like Solana and Ethereum, I did get into those at the right time. I bought my Solana around $15 back in 2023 and made some pretty awesome returns, selling it close to the all-time high. So I really don't think when you've got people like Michael Saylor or Peter Schiff taking one side or the other, that's the best thing to do. I think the best place to be is the middle of the road and have some of your portfolio in Bitcoin, crypto, and these digital assets, and some of it in gold, silver, and precious metals. Even though I have a very small amount of gold, I mostly hold silver. And I got into the silver market in 2020 when COVID was going on. I was pretty terrified back in 2020 that we were going to be thrust into this digital ID, totalitarian communist system that the WEF are pushing, and I started to build up a position in silver, and I keep a small amount of it in the house here. I will show you a little bit of it that I've got. So I started buying the Krugerrands, the silver Krugerrands. I don't know if the camera's focusing good there. Just hold it for a minute so you can see. So I started buying the silver Krugerrands. I've got another one out the case here. I've got another one out the case here. Silver Krugerrand. Started buying quite a lot of these. And I also bought some of these Omnicore silver bars and some of these Metalor silver bars as well. These ones are about 100 grams. this and the Omnicore, and then the Krugerrands obviously are an ounce. So yeah, the only thing I will say is that with my personal strategy towards these assets, I tend to buy into crypto when the going's good, and I sell them when they're near all-time highs or getting high. I don't hold on to crypto long-term. I'm not personally one of these hodl bros, but I know a lot of the Bitcoin guys have done great out of just buying Bitcoin and hodling it. That's not my personal strategy or taste. I buy in low and I sell when it's high. Whereas with regards to gold and silver, I personally use them as kind of like a vessel for saving. I put a degree of my money into them and I just put it away and forget about it. I don't try and trade out because it's kind of a way for me to save money, sort of set it and forget it, because obviously if I want to sell them, you know, I'm in Paraguay, and without me going to a dealer, and there isn't that many in Paraguay, I'd have to go around the expat community over here and start trying to negotiate to sell them with the other guys. So it's a good way for me to invest in them, hold the precious metals and just forget about them. And if that global WF system ever hits, I know I've got my gold and silver and I can get to most of it within 24 hours. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. Are you a crypto guy? Are you a Bitcoin guy? Are you gold? Are you silver? What is your opinion? Comment below, because I really don't know what anyone thinks. And I do not think that my investment strategy is the be all and end all. I'm open to listen and I want to hear what other people have to say. So anyway, guys, I thank you for tuning to the channel. Thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.